Hi guys, so this is the dashboard that I created from our data. So this dashboard has 5 graphs or 5 charts. The first one is sales by state, graph of profit against sales. This is your normal bar chart. Sales by subcategory, sales by segment, sales by year. This is the funnel chart. So quickly we'll just go through how to get these 2 graphs and how I did the rest of this thing. So yeah, here's my first graph or my first chart. This is the map. Normal, I created a pivot table. This is the pivot table, and I think I sorted from highest to lowest. From this pivot table, I created this table, and I sorted it to top 10. I found these are top 10 sales states. So here is my slicer. There's my slicer. So I think I told us how to get this slicer. So quickly I'll just delete this and see if we can replicate it. Delete this, and I will delete this as well. I'll delete everything. So yeah, what I did is I wrote my state, my sales, and I came here, I used my cell reference and I clicked on this. It entered. So since this has entered, once I drag this over here, it's going to give me the value of the sales, and I drag it down. Yeah, this is what I've done here, but for the sake of not having an error appearing on this table, we are going to use an if formula to generate this table, if error formula. So let me just quickly bring out my formula bar. So to add an if error to this formula, I'll just come before my A4 and write if error. I'll click this and just add my comma 0. So if this value in this table is error value, give me 0. So that's what I just did. So I'm still going to drag it. I'm going to drag it all the way down. Yeah, all of them are having if error. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get charts. Now the reason why we are creating this table before creating our chart is because some of these charts, like I told you before, will not show up. You can't create them with a pivot table. So yeah, this is our chart. Once you select this, you can see once the chart is selected, it will highlight where the chart is made from. So with this, you can change your chart title to top 10. So yeah, now if you want to format this, you just right click, format this, go to your format area, and you format this according to the main thing I'm going to show you here is how to add a data label and how to change color. That's the 2 things we are going to look at. So to add a data label, click on the plus icon. You can see that this data label has appeared, but if you want to format your data label, you'll click that arrow button by the side and go to more option, and here you will have your format data label appear by this side, and you have the label option. The label option is made of category and number. So category, the values are showing, which is the figure. If you look at this way, you see his numbers. Let me see if I can drag it a bit so that you see his numbers. I don't want values name to just show, I want the value and category. So here you can see we have the name and the value showing. The next thing I want to do is to format this number so that this point will go out. The point, so I don't want to show point something, so I'll go to my number and category. I'll choose accounting format and I'll reduce the decimal to 0. I could change the sign to USD United States, English United States, and I'll just add it. So let's see how we can change the color to what we want. So I will change the plot area. Go to my color. So the series option, you will find it here. Series option. This has to do with the map. So you go to this, this series option, and you will see series option, you see series color, series option. Here I want to change to see only regions with data, so all those ones that doesn't have data will disappear. So you can see they have disappeared, and that is it. And I will use from the series color, I will use a 3 divergent color, and I will change the color. You can see maximum, medium, and low value. So these are the colors that have been applied to the highest, the low, the medium. So these are the color here. I want to change it to green. So the one with the highest, we have the thickest color. Then to the next, the lowest, we have the third one. So yeah, this is basically how to do this. You could apply any style you want, and just make this bold. Control B, bold, and that is it. So that's how I created the first graph, the first chart. So here we have sales and profit. Sales and profit, I did the same thing. Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you how to bring about the slicer we had in that dashboard. The slicer is simple. Come to your pivot table and allow your pivot table field to appear. Once you are on your pivot table, you right click and go to your field format. You will see the pivot table field appear. You drag it, you go to which one do we want to make slicer. I want to make the region slicer. So you come to this place where you have your search, and you right click on the that column you want to be a slicer. Right click, you will see, once you right click, you see add a slicer. Just click on it, this will appear, and you add it a slicer. So to make sure that this slicer is working across every other chart you have created from that same table, you use report connection. You have every other table. So I have every other table checked. My own, all of them are checked because I created this before. So this is okay for me. So once you are working on this slicer, anything you click, all the charts you have created will be adjusting accordingly. So the next one is sum of profit. So I generated this table here with the same way we did. So to create this chart, I'm going to select just the two values. There's no need to select this because the chart we are looking for is profit, it just has to, give us the result of two variables, and it doesn't need label. So you can see sum of profits. Now this is your sales. This is your profit on the y-axis, and this is your sales on the x-axis. So this sales value is here, and this profit value is here. You can see it from the the axis. We could add a grid line or a trend line to see how the trend is going. So from this graph here, you could see that as the profit increases, the sales increases. So I'll leave that at linear, and to get your y-axis, you come down here to your forecast, where you have set, intercept, and display equation. So once you click on display equation, you have the equation of this chart here, where you have the y is equal to 0.2, the x is -1. So if you know the value of your x, you substitute it in this equation. So this is just the basics stuff I did here. You could add your own stuff by selecting your cell style or your chart area style. Just format it the way you want. You have the chart area here where you could add your stuff, so better still add your color, remove outline and stuff like that. So the next one is our funnel chart. Funnel chart is used to determine stages and process how things happen. So basically, just like when you are saying, this is not a perfect example of using funnel chart, but it is still a good chart if I use it here. Like this sales 2017, 2016, 2014, and it goes down like that, how things went. So you can see that in 2017 the sold highest, and the chart keep going down to this. So you could just read up on where and when to use a funnel chart. Just make sure that your chart is in hierarchy order. So I did the same thing. I created this table the same way, because you can't just create a funnel chart using a pivot table. So I did this table from this pivot, and I created my funnel chart by, delete this, go to select all of this, go to your insert tab. You will see this waterfall funnel or whatever. I click on it. The second one is funnel chart. It appears. You give it a name, and that is it. Once you give it a name, we are good to go. Give it a name. Sales by year. So that is it. Now we are on this. You could format this by selecting this. This is the axis I want to format. That is the vertical axis. I want to remove the line. Okay, there was a straight line at the center of this year and this bars, so I just removed that line. You could do the same thing. You could select the chart area and also say no fill, no border. So you will see that the line will disappear and the background will also disappear. Once I created this, it's quite simple like that. You could go ahead to format the label to remove the decimal, So here we go to chart by subcategory. So basically, I created this chart using a bar chart. First of all, you create your pivot table for total or subcategory. So by subcategory, you create the pivot table. You create your table from the pivot table. Then you add your category slicer. Of course, I've shown you how to add a slicer. And once you add your slicer, try to do your report connection by right clicking on the slicer, and you will go to the report connection. from this mini toolbar. That was how I did this. And try to format your your pivot table from highest to lowest or lowest to highest, just to make sure that this your graph or your chart is in order of highest to lowest or lowest to highest, so it doesn't look scattered. So having done this, and then you find a way around it. The next one is sales by segment. I still use the bar chart, and I still did the same thing I did here, migrating my table from my pivot table. Though I could still create this bar chart from this, but then I want to show you something quickly. Let me delete this and we'll create this again. To create, the best way to create a chart is to go to your insert tab, just go outside your selection on your data and choose the chart you want to. Like here I want to use the bar chart. When you click on the bar chart, this blank bar chart will appear. You right click and you go all the way down to select data. So this, from this select data source, you come to the add chart. Come to the add, you have your edit series. Your series name is sales by segment. So click on this, your series values is this entire range. You click on it, so you can see this appearing. Click OK. So here you have your sales by segment. Here you have your, in this edit, you could edit. Then you have your 1, 2, 3, which is your series, label, axis label. You could edit it so that it will give us 1, 2, 3. It will give us the actual value we have in our axis, label. So you click on this, that is it. You click OK. So with this now, any change you make here will appear on this. If I want to change the name of this chart to 2 cells, that is not necessary. Once I click, it's showing here automatically. So that is the best way. In fact, that is the best way to create a. That's the best way to create a chart. If your chart is not in a table, even if it's in a table, I prefer creating a chart this way. It gives me some flexibility. So here you can format this chart by removing the fill and removing this line between them. Don't need the line. Once you have that selected, you remove the line. The next thing I want to do in this chart is to increase the bar size by reducing the width. So select on the bars and go to your series option. You see your gap width. I will reduce it to 92 or 82. And click enter. So I'll delete this because it will be necessary once I add my data label. So here I like my data label is showing outside. If yours is not showing outside, click on that arrow by the side and you choose outside here. Then you select that your data label and format it to give you, format it from general to number and remove decimal places. With the decimals, and click your add. You could also maybe format it to currency so that you have your dollar sign there. If you don't like the naira showing, you could change it to USD. So that's how I created this bars here, and went ahead to generate my total from the table. So my total sales, my total profit, my total this. So basically what I did was I entered my equal sum, and delete this, equal sum, click it, and I go to the order table and I went to the sales and use my Ctrl-Shift down arrow to select them, and I click the bracket and I click enter. So that was how I got each and every one of this for the profit, quantity and discount. So the next one, I came to create my dashboard. This is the first dashboard I created before I duplicated it to this one where I change the colors and everything. So this is the like default color that appeared when I was writing all my stuff. But then before you start creating your dashboard, just have a sheet of paper where you have a visual representation of what you want. I've already known that the map and this will take a bigger space, so I align them on the same page. They will be at the top, and this one down here could take the down part. So this is how I do it on the paper. It will appear, and that is you need to have a visual representation of what you want. So go ahead and start copying and pasting. Once you have created all these graphs, you do copy and paste. You copy them, come to your dashboard. Before you create your dashboard, okay, this is an empty sheet. Like I said, remove the grid line, select the whole of them, or just go to the view tab, remove the grid line, and that is it. You can remove your heading. But then the size of my dashboard is from A to Z. From A to Z, you then now use, once you select this A to Z, use Ctrl Shift left or right, and you go to your once you have them selected, go to your home tab. Under your format, you hide and unhide. You hide the columns. So yeah, so you do the same thing for your rows. Started my rows from 50. Delete rows. So here is our blank. Here is our blank. So here is our blank dashboard where you could start pasting your chart. So come to the first one, sales by profit. There is your chart. This is your chart. Copy it. Ctrl C. Go to come here, you paste it. So you start doing your arrangement. First, I already know that this is from 1 to 50 and this is from A to Z. So to add your first, you need to add your title. Go to your insert tab, take the shape. No, you don't take shape. Use your text box or shape. Which one? So shape and text box can do the same thing. Well, let me see what shape has for me. So select your shape. So with this, you could type your Superstore. So you highlight, you Ctrl A to highlight them, you bold it. You increase, increase it from 1 to, I think I'm using 44. Now select that your shape and go to your shape format. Remove no fill. Delete your shape. No fill. Yes, so make the item inside to be black, or give it the color you want. Remove the line with your outline and say no fill, no outline. So this is it. So basically you could divide this, the number of, I think we have 26 letters in alphabet. So 26, you can minus like 2 columns to be where you place your slices, and you divide the rest into 2. That's where you place your graph one side. So you come here, you go to the other one, copy this, Ctrl C, paste the other one, Ctrl V, resize it to fit where you want. Oh, I removed my Z. Please include your Z. Your Z. You'll start from include your Z while deleting the other columns. Another trick is, if you want to know where your center is, you could count it from to down your center, select it. Let's assume that your M is the center. You create a border, outside border. So yeah, there will be a border between this and this. You could just know where to place it. You could do the same thing. If this is where you want this to appear, you could create a border for it. This is how I created my own. With this now, with these borders now, you can know where to place this and the other ones and the other ones. Just keep placing them. Know where to place this, and to make this chart look beautiful, please try to remove the outlines of each of this chart when you are done placing them. Try to remove the outline might help you to know where to place them. Okay, select the chart area and go to no border. The border, just say no outline, so that there will be no outline showing, you know, when you are done. So arrange your funnel chart, your other chart, or you could choose any chart of your choice. Feel free to do that. Feel free to resize, to, you know, just make your dashboard look different. Get, you know, inspired by looking at different dashboards and how they created it. Use it to create your own. And lastly, I will add how I created this. You know, I created this my total subtotal this year. This is not really showing because of size. So that's what I will add. I've already told you how I got this year. I told you that. So what I will do is, you come at the top where you want to place your totals. I want to place them here. At first I wanted to place them by the side, you know, where I have my slices. So you come here, you insert your text box. There are different ways to do this, but this is how I did mine. Insert my text box, place them. So you could there's a way you could actually align them to make sure they're in the same line. So you go to where you have did all your sum, you copy them and you paste them. So copy this, Ctrl C, go to here, you paste it here, you edit it to fit what you want. Select it and place it in the center using your, and you increase the font to, let's say, 18 or 20. So you do the same for each of them. It's not showing because this appears to be small. You do the same for each of all of this. That is how you create your dashboard. So your dashboard must not look like my own. You could try and create a different thing, but the main idea is make sure that everything is, you know, equal. Just like design, just make sure that the big ones are placed together, the small ones are placed together, and you just divide it so that they will not be scattered and looking, all sharp. So guys, when you are done with your arrangement and creating your dashboard, you don't need to do screenshots, you do copy and paste. So you're going to copy it as picture. Here is how to do that. Come to your home, you will see cut copy, click that arrow beside copy, and you see copy as picture as the second option. Click on copy as picture, you will see this window that is open that says copy as picture, appearance as seen on screen, and format picture. Just click OK. And once you do that, go to your PowerPoint or anywhere you want to paste it. Go to your PowerPoint, open your PowerPoint and choose a blank, no title, no this sheet, and you use your Ctrl V and paste it there. This is how your picture retains the right format. Is better than screenshotting. So this is how to create a came about that dashboard. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any problem, you could always reach out to me. See you next time. Bye.